You ain't got the skills I got or the power I got. Or whatever you do, I do it better. 10 times better. Remember where I'm from, man.
My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to the first edition of Boxtalk 2015. And you know, it's been one of them ones. The Christmas pies are over, everyone's on the diet, everyone's off the alcohol.
Just about, boys.
And it's time to do what we do best, talk boxing.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to start again with Jermain Taylor versus Sergio Mora, which takes place at the end of January. This is a fight which I think is the best fight for Jermain Taylor overall.
Perfect.
Haymon does it again.
Yeah. You know, I don't mind in-house fights.
Yeah.
I don't mind in-house fights. What I don't like is almost cherry-picking fights.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. You know, we always say we want to see competitive matchups. This might just be a competitive matchup.
Yeah.
Sergio Mora really can't bang. Let's be honest. We know he can't punch. Yeah. Not Paulie Malignaggi can't punch, but he can't punch.
Yeah.
Did he deserve a world title shot? Hell no. But
it's a good fight.
He's got a name to him, and it's a good fight.
See, here's the thing about it, is that we've talked, like I said, about competitive fights, and you want fights that are well matched and even Steven fights. And you know, at first glance, when I first saw it, I was like, I felt kind of like I wanted to just say, I ain't watching that rubbish.
Yeah.
And then I sat down and said, guess what? That is not a bad fight at all. I tell you what, it does talk about the middleweight divisions though, again, what we spoke about last year, whereas a few months ago on our This Week in Boxing, I said when Sergio Mora started talking, I said Sergio Mora would be a good opponent for GGG because he's a name, he could box, it brings a little dimension to it, and everyone laughed at me and said, no. And the message on the video saying, no, GG would destroy Sergio Mora, and he said it's a mismatch. But it actually makes it a competitive match for another world titleist.
The problem I have with this fight, it's for a world title.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have it right. This is for a world title. Was it WBA?
Yeah.
So we're not talking IBO or WBF.
It's a real belt.
So it's a real belt. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is for a world title, and that's my only problem with this fight. I mean, you look at the middleweight division, and Sergio Mora doesn't get into my top 15. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Jermain Taylor doesn't get into my top
10 either.
10, 15 either. So we've got a guy that's probably ranked number 13 because I'm only giving that because he beat Sam Solomon, and a guy that's ranked number 15
with no legs.
Exactly. Sam Solomon with no legs. There you go. Brain bleeds, all that. So we've got a guy that ranked probably number 13. I'm going to give him that a couple places, and Sergio Mora ranked number 15 to 20. Check it out, guys. I'm not making that up. Fighting for a world title. It diminishes it sometimes. It really does diminish it.
It does diminish the value of a world title. But as we said before, like I said, I think us and all boxing fans know there's a huge gap between Jermain Taylor and
GGG, Cotto.
And same thing with Andy Lee. No disrespect to those guys, they're all great fighters, but there's a big gap between the top two and the other two. Let's look at this fight though. Yeah. Jermain Taylor is a good boxer.
He is.
Yeah. Take out the brain bleeds. Take out the ropey technique and little things there. He's a good boxer in terms of he's a little bit athletic. Yeah. Still got speed. Still got a little pop.
Yeah, he has got a little pop still.
Still has to carry himself comfortably in the ring. Yeah. If he couldn't carry himself comfortably in the ring, he wasn't going to with Sam Solomon. Because if Sam Solomon was in full shape, sometimes it's always a handful.
The most awkward boxer out there.
Yeah. So you got to give Jermain credit for what he does actually have in the ring. Yeah. Sergio on the same side is a very competent boxer. No power, but he knows how to stink out a fight and box safely to win.
It's one of those fights where both of them actually go into the ring thinking, I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
Both of them genuinely believe. Sergio Mora genuinely believes, and it's not just hype. Yeah. I've listened to his talks on press conferences and he's been on a few talk shows. He genuinely believes he's going to win, and I genuinely believe he could win. Yeah. And I genuinely believe Jermain Taylor could win as well. It's a perfect fight for both of them. It might not be a perfect fight for promoters in terms of selling tickets and stuff. For both of these guys definitely think they can go on. Which makes it a 50-50 fight.
Sergio Mora seemed to lose his belief a few years ago. Yeah. He had like a long layoff, had a couple fights, and now he's kind of got that belief back again. And I think that belief and that want to try is better than sometimes actually having the fighting soul. And now he's actually got something within him to give him that fire, that burn. And same thing with Jermain Taylor, whereas as much as he won the world title against Sam Solomon, he hasn't got no credit for it. Yeah. He wants to say, look, I'm a world champion. Yeah. I beat the man, regardless of what happened, I beat the man who had the belt. Which is a fair point, a valid point. They both feel they've got something to gain, something to earn, and something to push forward for.
What I like about Sergio Mora, probably more so than Jermain Taylor, is that Sergio Mora had it. He came out a contender. I thought it was a fantastic, what the Latin snake. He almost had that kind of style. He was good. He had the big fights. He won the world title. Had the stinker against Shane Mosley. Not his fault. Shane Mosley didn't box in that fight either. So he's had it. He's seen it. He's been on the wilderness for about 3 or 4 years. what I like about him more, you go on Twitter, he's been calling that GGG, he's been calling that Peter Quillen, he's been calling that Danny Jacobs. He wants a fight, and that's what I like. The hunger's there.
He's got it back. He's got it. It's funny you mentioned about the contender thing, because kind of you think they've kind of had reverse careers. Really, Sergio Mora came up as a prospect, but got lots of money, lots of TV exposure, lots of everything from the Contender Show.
Loads.
Yeah, and it's kind of tripped off. Jermain Taylor controversially beat Hopkins, which I think he never won. And instead of getting the credit for it, he got slated for it. And then he fought Corey Spinks and got slated for it because he lost that fight. Then he fought Kazim Umar and got slated for that fight as well.
And then he got smashed.
Then he got smashed by Kelly Pavlik. So it's kind of like when Jermain Taylor should have got the credit, he didn't get it, because much you dispute what you say or don't say, he had the Winky Wright fight as well.
Stinker.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. He fought credible guys and world champion quality guys for a good run and got no credit for it. So now he's trying to, in a sense, re-earn that credit, where Sergio is from the Contender, got the credit, and now he's lost it and now coming back.
For me, and I never like to say who I'd want to win. I normally say who I think's going to win. I would like Sergio Mora to win this, and I'll tell you why. He's the one out of the two that I think can go on again.
Okay.
If they were to put tough fights in there against Sergio Mora, I don't have that fear. I think because of his boxing ability and his boxing brain, he got Sergio Mora in fights, he never really gets hurt hard.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that could go on to face other world titles. I don't want to see, and we've said this before, so I feel like I'm repeating myself, I don't want to see Jermain Taylor go on again.
Yeah.
They might put him with a Danny Jacobs, maybe. I think Sergio Mora has a better chance against a Danny Jacobs, and then the GGG fights, because the GGG probably will fight the winner of this.
I understand your point, but I'm going to go with a different direction, and it's also going to include my prediction. I would love to see Sergio Mora win the fight, just to get Jermain Taylor out of boxing. I think, again, it's not a stick to Jermain Taylor. I just think his personal history with the brain bleeds, I think his inactivity, who he fought coming into his world title run was poor. He was not ranked at all. He shouldn't have got a title shot. I don't think the brain bleeds, his conditioning, his overall mindset, especially with his whole gun thing and the court thing coming up, I don't think he should be in boxing for his own personal safety. But in saying that, I think he's going to beat Sergio Mora. He's going to beat Sergio Mora.
The only way I see him beating Sergio Mora is, I'll be honest with you. I mean, he's got pop. That's what I give him. You say activity in terms of he's still quite fit. I think he is. But don't be fooled by that Sam Solomon fight. Sam Solomon's legs were gone. Jermain Taylor always gasses. Past 8 or 9,
he does.
Him and Zabjuda should be brothers for gassing out fights. He seems to gas. Sergio Mora seems to go to 12 rounds quite easily. Maybe doesn't throw a lot of activity, but goes to 12 rounds easily. I see him winning a points decision, Mora.
So too, why I see in this fight, where I see why I think Jermain Taylor win this fight, and it's something that all boxers have, what they don't lose to the end. It's the brain. It's the psychological aspect of the boxing. This Sergio Mora's for my boy Brendan Forrest. That was a good fight. It was an injured Brendan Forrest with a shoulder injury. I'm not trying to defend him, but he beat in my opinion, a Hall of Famer in a good fight.
It's levels, isn't it? Really, it's
levels. Look at Jermain Taylor's fault. He's been around with Hopkins twice, Winky Wright, Kelly Pavlik, Kazim Umar, Corey Spinks, all world champions. Arthur Abraham, Carl Froch. He was beating the crap out of Carl Froch for 9.5 rounds, 10 rounds, until Carl Froch got that second win and then steamrolled him. The point I'm making is that Jermain Taylor knows how to be in a big fight. He knows how to carry himself in a big fight. He knows that even if he was losing like the Abraham fights, he was in the fight until the last round, until the knockout. Sergio does not have that damage to hurt Jermain Taylor.
Good point.
And that's why I think Jermain's going to win the fight.
You convinced me in 1.5 minutes. I don't know how you did that. You convinced me. What I will say about this fight, and before we finish on it, is if I'm a light middleweight right now, I'm looking at there's 2 belts out there, and this belt and the Andy Lee Saunders winner. I'm looking at him thinking, I'll beat both of you guys. If I'm Demetrius Andrade or Sandy Lara, I'm thinking all K9 bundles, big 154 guys
that could easily make 160.
And what's else? What's the other guy's name? What's the guy that was gonna fight Cotto, but they kind of stopped it? What's his name? Kirkland.
James Kirkland.
I'm thinking there's a few 160 guys out there who've got titles that I can take.
You know what I mean? I do believe the mid division is wide open to an extent. Wide open to the top 6. You don't want to go past the top 5.
Yeah, want to go past.
Andy Lee versus Jubilee Saunders is a very good fight. I won't do my prediction for that fight yet, but it's a fight where even for a world title, you still don't know what they really have at the elite level. Billy Joe said, I ain't ready for GGG, you know what I'm trying to say? So everyone kind of knows that there's us here and there's a few there.
It's a very good point.
And because they say that, I know psychologically already that these guys are still seeing themselves as coming into it, which is a good thing. So if you're coming into it, you still need to go through those Peter Quillens, and I'm trying to say those are Hazin and Dams, those type of guys there, the Curtis Stevensons, to get to that top level. And because they're aware of that, that's why I kind of see it as
But what I don't like about it is there's almost 3 divisions in the top 10. For Billy Joe Saunders, who now is considered a top 10 middleweight by most governing bodies, to say he's not ready for someone that's considered number 1, 2 of Cotto, I don't like that.
I think Billy Joe breaks the top 10, but I do think that he has serious problems breaking down to top 5 or top 6.
You're right, top 5.
Top 4, 5. It gets a little tougher, and that's the point I'm making. Whereas that, as much as these guys, much as they're good fights and it's competitive fights and it's world class fights, you've got to be honest and look at the division, who the other guys are in the division and what they've done, and say, well, really.
Jermain Taylor wins, where does he go? Look, Jermain Taylor's going to think, I've got 2 defences now, I was 1 defence to the south. My fear, where does it go? Is it going to be another in-house fight, Danny Jacobs, or are they going to try and...
Okay. If they're really smart, they'll keep it in-house and they'll keep it safe. And even to be honest, I think Danny Jacobs is not a safe fight. It's a safer fight, but I don't...
Both of them, though. Both of them had issues.
But I don't think it's a safe fight for Jermain Taylor, in a sense where, again, Danny Jacobs can be a little bit explosive, can negate Jermain Taylor. And if you negate if you negate Jermain Taylor and he starts taking shots, I have fears.
All right, there you go, guys. We're back. We are back. Jermain Taylor, Sergio Mora, middleweight title. What do you think? Middleweight title? Really? This? Guys that are not even in the top 10, you know, touching top 15, gonna fight for a middleweight title. Tell us what you think. Who do you think's gonna win? Ryan was Jermain Taylor. I was Mora. He convinced me Jermain Taylor, so I'm going Jermain Taylor now. Tell us what you think. Remember to leave your comments below. Remember, you also email us as well
at boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk. Don't forget to post on Twitter at boxtalkuk and on Instagram at boxtalk_1.
Good memory. For someone that hasn't done that for 2-3 weeks, that's not bad. That's not bad. There you go, guys. Don't forget to do that. Also, remember to subscribe. Numbers are moving. I don't know what the target is yet. I ain't set a target, but we're going to set one. So thanks for watching. Cheers.